Hey guys, it's Sarah. So today's video is going to be an empties video. I think it's been about a month and a half since my last empties. I pretty much just do my empties videos whenever the basket gets full. I used to do them once a month, like without fail, but I've kind of just started doing it like whenever it needs to be done. So the bin is getting full again, so let's go ahead and get started. I always like to start with the makeup, so let's start with those. Alright, so one thing I finished in my project pan is the NYX Butter Gloss in Creme Brulee. This took so long to finish. I ended up taking the stopper out of here, which I probably would never do again having done it this time. It did help me get a lot more uses out of the product, but it was just such a pain. It got so messy that I just don't really feel like it was worth it, especially because this is like a $5 lip gloss, so I could have just replaced it for like a few dollars. So I wouldn't do that again, but you will see that the tube here is actually clear. It's kind of, you wouldn't think that it is like looking at it when it's full because the gloss just like coats the inside and it makes it look really opaque, but yeah, it's actually clear, so fun fact. But I love this lip gloss. This is a beautiful nude pink. It really works well on my skin tone. And yeah, this is one of my favorite glosses. It's a little bit of a sticky formula, but I really find that that helps give it some good staying power, and it's not so sticky that it's like gloopy or uncomfortable. So I would definitely consider repurchasing this in the future, but probably not right away just because I have some other nude pink glosses that work just fine for me, so I don't think I need to run out and buy it anytime soon. I also finished up probably one of my favorite discoveries of 2020. It's the e.l.f. Keep Your Curl Mascara. I love this mascara. It's a $5 mascara. It's very similar to the Balm Mad Lash Mascara in just the way that the brush is shaped and the formula. I found it really similar. It's a very spiky kind of plastic bristle brush, and it is curved, so I really like that it just kind of lifts up my lashes. I really like plastic bristle brushes like this where different sides have different lengths of bristles, so you can kind of turn the brush depending on what you're wanting. Like you can use the shorter bristle side to go ahead and coat your lashes, and then when you want to separate them and lengthen them, you can turn it to the longer side. And I just find that so helpful, and I think that's the reason why I really like this type of brush so much, is because it's just, you can really use it to your advantage. Like you can customize the look of lashes that you're getting however you want. So I love this kind of brush. I feel like this mascara adds a ton of volume. It lengthens really well. It separates. It just does everything, and that's what I love about it. It's $5. I know, mascaras are such a personal thing. We all have different lash types, different preferences, so I'm not saying it's gonna work for everybody, but if you like that type of brush and you like the Balm Mad Lash or even the Flower Lash Warrior, I think you might like this one too. And it's only $5, so I really think it's worth trying for the price. I don't hear anybody talking about this mascara, but a few of you guys have told me that you bought it based on my recommendation and you love it. And I do think that I would repurchase this. I think the next mascara I want to try is the CoverGirl Clump Crusher in the green tube, just because I've heard from you guys that that one might be similar to this, so I kind of just want to try it. But then once I finish that, and if I still like this one better, I would definitely repurchase it. Also from e.l.f., I've already repurchased this. This is their Wow Brow Gel, and I have the shade Taupe. So this has a really nice, precise brush, and it is kind of a fiber gel. Like you can see the fibers on the brush, but I really don't feel like those actually, I don't notice those in my brows when I use this. I really do like this brow gel. It's a very lightly tinted gel, and so it doesn't really make a mess or anything, and because the brush is so small, I'm able to get a really precise application. I feel like the issue with most tinted brow gels is that they can get really messy and you end up with like dots of brown like all around your eyebrows, but this doesn't do that just because the brush is so small and the tint is not too dark. I used to not really be a brow gel person, but I feel like this adds a lot of like fluff, and it allows me to kind of manipulate the shape of my brows a little bit, get them to hold in the place that I want them. And yeah, it's just a really useful product, and it's like $4. If you get it during a 50% off sale, it's $2. So I definitely recommend that, and I have already repurchased it. I also finished the Pixi Glow Mist, and I am really sad to see this go. This is a great product. It's my favorite like setting spray that I found. I don't think I would call this a setting spray. I think I would call it like a finishing spray. It really just kind of takes away the look of powder on your skin. It meshes everything together. It makes your skin look really smooth. It's definitely very glowy, and when there's actual product in here, you can see that there's actually a separation between the oil and the liquid, and so you shake it up before you use it. But yeah, there's oil in here, so It can make your skin look a little bit oily if that's not the kind of look that you're into, but I really like it. I don't think it's, like I said, it's not really a setting spray that's gonna help extend the wear of your makeup, but it just makes everything look so nice and so perfected. So I do think I would repurchase this. I'm not in a hurry to repurchase it, but I do think I will. I also finished, man, there's so many like holy grail empties in here, but this is my Jordana Take Cover Concealer. I had the shade Porcelain. This, I did take the stopper out of this and I was able to like really scrape everything out of there. This is such a good concealer. It does claim to be full coverage and it's not, as is usually the case. There are very few actual full coverage concealers in my opinion. This is not a full coverage concealer. It's definitely more average, medium coverage, but it has the most beautiful texture and finish. It's one of those concealers that just like blends into your skin so quickly. Like it just becomes one with my skin. It doesn't even really look like I'm wearing concealer. I mean, it will crease if you don't set it, but it looks so natural. I wouldn't say that it's overly dewy necessarily, but it's just very skin-like, and it's, once again, it's like a $5 product. I definitely will be repurchasing this, probably once I finish some of my other concealers. You can pretty much only get this on the Jordana website, unless you're one of those lucky people that still has Jordana in your Walgreens, which I know some people still do, so if you can find it there, take a look there. Some people have told me that they have found it in stores, so once again, this is one of those products that some of you guys told me you purchased it and you love it, and it's just such a hidden gem. Like, nobody talks about this. Nobody really talks about Jordana anymore, which is probably just because they're not really available in stores, but I'm telling you, it's such an affordable brand, and if you can order off their website, I definitely recommend just picking out a few products from them because they have so many great products. This, their contour stick, what else? Their lip liners are really good. Their mascara is honestly pretty good if you like that type of brush. Yeah, they've got a lot of great products, so don't overlook Jordana, just saying. One more makeup empty. Wow, I have a lot of makeup empties this time. This is the Stila Glitter and Glow in Diamond Dust. I am on a mission to finish all my Stila glitters in this next few weeks, so this is the first one to be done. I did take the stopper out. You'll see that there is a little bit left in the bottom, but I have really scraped out as much as I possibly can. So this was just one of their minis. I got 3 of their minis in a little set a couple years ago. This I would not repurchase. I felt like it wasn't worth the price. It's kind of an overhyped product. They dry out really quickly, and you can still use them once they start to dry out, but you have to keep reviving them over and over again. And I just feel like they're overhyped. So I wouldn't purchase it again. I may try some drugstore brands. I would like to find one that maybe doesn't dry out so quickly. Moving on to skincare, I finished the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Face Cream in the fragrance-free version. This is such a good face cream, I already repurchased it. I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe this. I would describe it as thick, but not heavy, if that makes sense. Like, it feels like a very nourishing cream, and it feels like your skin just really drinks up that hydration, but it doesn't leave any kind of sticky or greasy film on your skin. It's just a really solid face cream. It has hyaluronic acid and peptides. A couple things. Number one, I don't know if I can recycle this, and I'm gonna have to look into that. It doesn't have a number on it, and it's a very like thick plastic, so I may need to look into like TerraCycle or something, but I wish that they would make this more obviously recyclable because I'm not sure. The other thing is that this contains polyethylene, which I wasn't really super aware of that until recently, but I know a lot more people have been talking about it. Polyethylene is a form of plastic that has numerous functions in cosmetic products. I'm reading this from the Paula's Choice Ingredient Dictionary. Rounded polyethylene beads serve as an abrasive agent in many facial scrubs. You might remember hearing about those little micro beads being banned from like face scrubs and things like that. That happened years ago. Those are made of polyethylene. But it is also used as a stabilizer, binding agent, thickener, and film forming agent in moisturizer. So this doesn't have actual plastic beads in it. It just has that polyethylene to give it that nice smooth texture is what I'm gathering. So I'm trying to figure out, I know that obviously right off the bat sounds bad, but just because something sounds bad, it doesn't always mean that it is bad, you know what I'm saying? So I know that polyethylene is used in like cleansing balms a lot, and that is being like rinsed directly down the drain, which sounds like it could be harmful to marine life. But it's different from those plastic beads. So I wanna research this some more and find out if it's actually harmful. From what I read, it sounds like it's not necessarily harmful to human health. Like, it's not like your skin absorbs the plastic. So I don't think that's a concern. And since this is not something that I'm rinsing down the drain, I guess I just need to figure out if it's something that I want to continue using or not. I don't really have an opinion on it because I just haven't done enough research yet, but it is something to be aware of and to kind of do your own research on. I do want to look into that a little bit further before I continue repurchasing this as my like holy grail, because I do love this moisturizer, but I do want to look into that further. So anyway, that was a very long-winded review of that, but great moisturizer. I did already repurchase it. But whether or not I'll continue repurchasing it is going to depend on what I can find out about that ingredient. I also used up another one of these Krave, the Beet Shield face sunscreens. I think I had one of these in my last empties too. I think this is still my favorite face sunscreen. I've been trying a bunch of them out, and I actually have a lot of really good ones to share about in my upcoming sunscreen video, but I think this one still comes on top. Pretty sure. Not quite ready to say for sure yet, but this is just such a lightweight sunscreen. It really doesn't interfere with makeup. It comes out just like a lightweight kind of lotiony fluid, and it sinks into the skin really nicely. This does contain denatured alcohol as like the 5th ingredient, I think, and they have a whole blurb on their website about why that's in there. It's not just in there for no reason. It's there to stabilize the sunscreen ingredients and to also give it the texture that it has. But if you're really sensitive to denatured alcohol, you may want to skip this one. I haven't noticed it bothering my skin at all. My skin, it hasn't like been drying out my skin or irritating my skin or anything, so I still will continue to repurchase this. The bottle is kind of small. It has 50 milliliters, and I think if this is the only sunscreen I'm using, I go through one of these every like 2 months or so. So I do wish that it had slightly more product in there, but it's such a good product that it's okay with me. It's seriously the best face sunscreen that I've found. It literally doesn't feel like you're wearing sunscreen at all, so pretty amazing. Oh yeah, I also have a lip balm in here. This is the Adama Minerals Hydrating Lip Balm in the Pomegranate flavor. This was sent to me by Zion Health. I think the Adama Minerals is kind of like a sub-brand of Zion Health, and Zion Health is the brand I really like. Their scalp scrubs, which I actually have a few in here. I like their deodorants, so it's that same kind of brand. But yeah, this was a good lip balm. I actually noticed that this has bentonite clay in it, which surprised me because I thought that was something that's supposed to like draw out like oil and moisture from your face when you use it as a face mask, but I didn't find this to dry out my lips at all. It actually worked pretty well. It just like moisturizing my lips. It wasn't like the most amazing chapstick ever, but I did notice a difference with it. So yeah, that was good. I don't think I'd buy it, but it was fine. Right, a couple of little samples. I won't spend too much time on these, but I got a little sample of the Versed Dew Point Moisturizing Gel Cream when I purchased their new sunscreen, which I'll be reviewing soon. But this was a nice, like, really lightweight moisturizer. Does this have polyethylene? I don't think so. So maybe if the e.l.f. one turns out to be a no-go, maybe this is the one I'd go for. But this felt really nice. They call it a gel moisturizer, which sometimes those are not hydrating enough for me, but I felt like this one was definitely more hydrating than a lot of gel moisturizers. So yeah, I think I got like 4 uses out of this little pack, so that was really good. I liked it. And then I also used up a little sample of the Save Rejuvenating Moisturizer. I don't have much to say about this because I think I only got like 2 uses out of it, but it felt very similar to their Ultra Light Moisturizer, which I do really like, so that was fine. Nothing much to say. Sorry. I have a couple more of the Zion Health scalp and hair scrubs. My boyfriend also uses these, so we go through them really fast. I need to purchase some more of these, but I have the Pear Blossom and Green Apple scent. I loved both of these scents. Last month I had used up their coconut one, or coconut vanilla. I think that one was still my favorite, but I really liked both of these too. But this is a really good scalp scrub. I've talked about it a couple times, but I feel like it just really kind of helps clarify my scalp without really irritating it or stripping it. It kind of balances things out. So I really do recommend this, and they smell fantastic. I do have a coupon code for 20% off their scalp scrubs, and then I have a site-wide code for 10% off their whole site. Neither of them are affiliate codes, they're literally just regular discount codes, but I will have those down below if you're interested. All right, getting down to the end, I'm down to just a bunch of kind of miscellaneous products now. So this is the Certain Dry Everyday Strength Antiperspirant Deodorant. This is pretty much the only cruelty-free antiperspirant deodorant out there. So many cruelty-free deodorants are natural and aluminum-free. Obviously do your own research about aluminum. I know a lot of people try to avoid it. I personally still choose to use it. Right now I'm using an aluminum-free one that I got in PR from Zion Health, but I also have another one of these on backup that I do plan to use. It's very hard to find antiperspirant deodorants from cruelty-free brands. I think this is one of the only ones out there. I know Tom's, I think, makes some too, but that one did not work for me. So this is the only one I've been able to find that works, but it has a very just like fresh scent. It kind of just smells like a bar of soap, very gender neutral. And I'm able to find this at Walgreens, CVS, places like that. Certain Dry also makes some really heavy duty antiperspirants, and I don't mess with those, but this is just like your basic deodorant, very similar to what you'd find from like Secret or any of those other mainstream antiperspirant deodorant brands. So I definitely do recommend that, especially if you've struggled to find a good cruelty-free deodorant that really does work. I used up a hand soap from 7th Generation. I'm pretty sure we've all been using a lot of hand soap lately. This is their fresh lemon and tea tree scent. I didn't really care for the scent of this, and I did purchase another couple of 7th Generation hand soaps, and I don't really like any of the scents. I feel like they all smell kind of the same to me. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of their scents, but it's an affordable option that, you know, gets the job done. So I may repurchase it, especially if it's like on sale or something. But yeah, I get these on Vitacost, and I'm sure they have them in grocery stores and Target and places like that too. So yeah, just, you know, whatever. This is the Tom's Antiplaque Floss. This I did not like. It's like a very, very thick floss, and it's very hard to get it in between your teeth. And it kind of was painful, and it made me not want to floss my teeth as often as I should. So that to me is a sign that this is not a good floss for me. I'm sure it would work well for others, especially if you like a really thick floss, but I did not care for this at all. I also finished up, I think this may be the second or third one of these that I've gone through. This is the Deva Vegan Multivitamin and Mineral Supplement. I like these because they're very small tablets. And I didn't repurchase this one. I ended up purchasing one from, I think it's called Now or Now Foods. Those are also vegan. I think they were a little bit cheaper and more economical than these, but they're really big, so I think I may go back to these in the future just because they're so easy to take. But yeah, these were good. I enjoyed them. I think this is probably the second or third one I've been through, so it's obviously good enough for me to repurchase. And then the last thing, I actually had this in my last empties video too, and we went through another one. This is the ECOS Pet Stain and Odor Remover. This is a really good pet stain remover. They have it on Chewy, although the last few times I've checked, they only had like the ginormous gallon size, which is like $30-something, but this size is like $4 or $5. They just didn't have it on there the last couple times I checked, so I'll check and see if it's there now. But if you can find this, it works really well. ECOS is cruelty-free, and yeah, it just does a good job. I don't know how we go through these so fast, but so I think that's everything. That was kind of a lot. As always, everything will be linked down below if you want to check anything out. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up so that I know you liked it, and subscribe if you have not already. I'd love to see you again soon, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.